He was the only U.S. president to resign in disgrace, but before that, Richard Nixon was a political genius who pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in American history. This is the untold story of a man who rose from dirt-poor beginnings to the most powerful office in the world and changed history forever. Born in a small California town in 1913, Richard Nixon grew up during the Great Depression. His family ran a grocery store and life was tough, but Nixon was a fighter. Smart, determined, and always driven to prove himself. He worked his way through law school, served in World War II, and soon entered the rough world of American politics with a burning ambition that never stopped. The Watergate scandal erupted, revealing a web of political espionage and corruption that shook the very foundations of American democracy. As evidence mounted, Nixon faced mounting pressure to resign. In a historic moment, he became the first U.S. president to step down from office, leaving a legacy tarnished by controversy and betrayal. By age 39, Richard Nixon was vice president under Dwight D. Eisenhower, the youngest ever at that time. Known for his fierce anti-communism during the Cold War, he became a household name. But in 1960, he lost a razor-thin election to John F. Kennedy. People thought his career was over. Yet Nixon didn't quit. He came back in 1968, reinventing himself as the law and order candidate. In a chaotic time of war and protest, Americans wanted stability, and Nixon delivered. He became the 37th President of the United States, winning a landslide re-election in 1972. But what came next shocked the nation. Nixon's achievements were historic. He ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, opened diplomatic relations with China, an act that reshaped global politics, signed major environmental laws, and created the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. He was a master of foreign policy and negotiation, known for playing nations against each other to maintain peace and American power. At home, he ended the military draft and began desegregation of Southern schools. But behind the scenes, a storm was brewing that would bring everything crashing down. As the Watergate scandal unfolded, the cracks in his administration began to show, threatening to overshadow his significant achievements and test the limits of his presidency. Facing mounting pressure, Nixon addressed the nation, attempting to maintain his composure, while the investigation into Watergate intensified, marking a pivotal moment in American politics. In 1972, the Watergate scandal erupted, an illegal break-in linked to Nixon's re-election campaign. As investigations closed in, audio tapes revealed he had tried to cover it up. The public was outraged. Facing impeachment, Nixon did the unthinkable. He resigned in 1974. Yet in time, even his critics acknowledged his brilliance. Nixon spent his later years writing, advising,